just want to say that for years I've been dogging on sleep, I guess, is something that is not really necessary. I think a lot of it started, hearing somebody who's like an Instagrammer saying that they, millionaires don't sleep 8 hours a day. You think that they're wasting their time on sleep. And this whole, self-help guru BS of wake up earlier and earlier, get everything done as soon as possible, which is great. I like a lot of it, but I think, my bedtime when I go to sleep is not really up to me all the time. There's a lot of things that have to be done before I can go to bed. Number one, my son has to get put to sleep, and spending time with other members of the family, etc. So it's 9, 10 o'clock before I go off to bed. And if I wake up at 3:30, then I'm looking at 5 hours of sleep. And I noticed when I was in Mexico that, I was going to bed at a very reasonable time, let's say like 9 o'clock at night, and waking up at like 6, something like that. And I wasn't hungry. I would go to eat the meals, and I was eating more because it was time to eat than more so because I was hungry, which is a great feeling. I haven't probably had that much ever, but I wasn't like super tired during the day. I did like my energy drinks, and when I was driving around Mexico, I did have an energy drink just to make sure I didn't, fall asleep at the wheel or anything like that, because we were hiking around and doing a cenote and driving long distances and everything, and I just didn't want to risk it. I thought that was probably worth it. But overall, I felt like I had good energy. I had low appetite. I ended up losing weight on vacation, and it's not like I was really holding myself back. I was having drinks. I just didn't have sweets. I kind of took that out. I took out, bad sleep, and I lost 1.5 pounds on an all-inclusive. That's pretty good. And then, I think I lost probably 2-ish pounds kind of leading up to that, probably the 2 weeks prior, which isn't much, especially when you weigh as much as I do. 2 pounds is minuscule at best. But then this week, I think I started up about 4 or 5 pounds from where I'm at right now. I know some is dehydrated weight, but I weighed in this morning, and I was lower than what I call my dehydrated weigh-in from the previous day, which is great. And then I still had my workout, and then I was down another 2 pounds or something like that because of the workout, which is all water weight. I don't expect anything to come off of that. But tomorrow I've got a long run, and it's hot, and I'll be on the trail. So it's not inconceivable for me to lose 3, 4, 5 pounds on that one. So again, dehydrated weight, and this all kind of BS, but it does relate to some degree, and the trend will show that. And the trend is good right now. I'm down, including the water weight, right? I'm down, roughly 8 pounds in less than a month. That's pretty healthy. That's good. Probably most of it's from this week, but I really didn't change a lot of my habits. I am eating less, but I'm sleeping more. My willpower is up. I go by the pantry and I kind of just say no. And I haven't had this for a while. I'd have it for like a week maybe, and it'd be like, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat everything. And one of my big struggles. So all I've really done is change my sleep and, some things around that. I'm starting my work later because I'm sleeping more, and I'm getting a little bit more exercise in because of it. It's like this whole cascading thing. But it all starts back at sleep, and for years, it's like, I'm fine. I'm fine on 5 hours of sleep. I'm okay. 6 hours is great. 7 hours is perfect. But I can function fine on 5, 5.5. There's all this other stuff that I wasn't, putting in with it, And it really just blows my mind in a way that all these benefits are coming from. And now who knows a month from now if I'll still be on this trajectory, but I'm going to keep it rolling as much and as long as I can, and we'll see where it goes. But this feels like a magic pill. It's not, but it feels like it because I'm really not doing anything. I'm really not. Like, things really haven't changed for me. I'm still doing the same job. I just changed when I'm doing the job. And I have kind of an easy couple weeks, another week, until I have to do some drop-offs that are going to kind of mess up when I can, start work and not start work and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to, go around it a little bit. But overall, this seems like such a win. And it was such an easy one. And I guess I'm just saying, like, if you're struggling, especially to lose weight, maybe look at the basics of it. Maybe your sleep just sucks. Because mine did. Yeah, I would sleep like a rock. Like, I was out because I was exhausted. Of course I was exhausted. I was only getting 5 hours of sleep a day. And even if I had, a 30-minute nap, it was always interrupted. It never was sound. Still was nowhere near what I probably needed. So that's kind of my focus from now on, at least, is to try to get good quality sleep. And there's some things I need to change as far as that's concerned. But overall, without really changing up much, I'm down 8 pounds without doing much. I mean, it's incredible. And I sort of can't believe that I didn't just suck it up and do it before. Blows my mind. Anyway, I just wanted to share. Because I struggle. I struggle often with food. I struggle often with sleep. I struggle often with doing the right things, with not grabbing the food from the pantry, not, overeating, things like that. And this has made it, frankly, quite easy right now. My body will adjust. Things will change, I'm sure. But for now, this is making things a lot easier. Being down 8 pounds is not insignificant. It helps out. It absolutely helps out. And if I can lose another couple pounds, okay, all of a sudden I'm at 10 pounds down. You start getting 15, 20 pounds down. Like, that's a real loss. That's a real change. And boy, do things get a lot easier when you're 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds lighter. It's so much easier to run. It's so much easier to do pull-ups. It's so much easier to do all these other things without all that fluff, because that's what a lot of it is fluff. I mean, my BMI is high. So that's what I'm focused on right now is, just sleeping and seeing the cascading effects. Because now I'm trying to get my workouts in the morning. And if I do it right, like I did this morning, I did a high intensity interval training workout this morning. And, my watch said I had 700 something active calories. I burned, over 800 for that 40 minutes or whatever I was working out. Like, that's good. And I still have time to mow the lawn later on, or maybe get in another workout or a walk or whatever I want to. Like, that's exactly where I want to be. And I couldn't have done that had I been waking up at 3:30, being exhausted, maybe doing a walk in the morning, right? Like, now things are energetic. Now things are starting to flow. And it's all from sleep. So look into that. See if there's maybe something you can do, because I was asked by my trainer. She's fantastic, right? She's awesome. Asked by my trainer, what about your sleep? I said, my sleep sucks. Can you change it? I said, no. Really? Could I not change it? Because here I am doing it. So had I done this 6 months ago, who knows where I'd be. But I'm doing it now, and I'm doing what I can, and hopefully helps out with, the repairing of my body. I still have an injury that I'm nursing. Hopefully, if I eat right, eat the protein I'm supposed to, like she tells me to, my lifts will keep improving, my runs will get better, I'll continue to lose weight, like, just over and over and over again. It is better, at least I'm hoping, just by doing sleep. And it was such an easy change. But here, I wasn't ready for it. Here I said, no, I have to wake up early. Here I said I have to wake up and I have to work. I have to put in my time as early as possible. So here's where I had to change. Maybe that's where you need to as well.